8 more health checkups you should avoid after 70. That may harm you more than help. As people move into their 70s, something surprising happens in the world of routine medical testing. Doctors start having deeper conversations about which checkups still make sense and which ones might introduce more stress, discomfort, or complications than they solve. It is not about fear, and it is not about stopping care. It is about recognizing that the body changes, priorities shift, and tests that were helpful earlier in life may need a second look. Many are shocked to learn that, past a certain age, quality of life often becomes more important than aggressive screening, and specialists start tailoring care rather than repeating the same checklists used for younger adults. Today's exploration dives into 5 checkups that many experts approach more thoughtfully after 70, not as something to avoid, but as something to discuss, personalize, and reevaluate depending on each person's goals and overall wellness. Extensive full-body scans. Full-body scans may sound comforting because they promise a wide, sweeping look at everything happening inside the body, but they sometimes lead to unnecessary follow-up tests, incidental findings, or long diagnostic spirals that offer little benefit to someone in their 70s. Many physicians explain that older adults naturally develop harmless changes, minor nodules, calcifications, or structural quirks that can trigger concern even when they're completely benign. This can lead to repeated imaging, invasive biopsies, or anxiety over things that never would have become an issue. That is why these scans are often approached carefully, focusing more on symptoms and specific concerns rather than blanket screening. The goal becomes clarity without overwhelm, information without burden, and healthcare that supports rather than complicates. Advanced cardiac stress testing without symptoms. Stress tests can be incredibly useful when someone has chest pain, breathlessness, or other signs that something needs attention. But doing these tests purely out of routine, without symptoms, becomes something experts think through more carefully later in life. As people age, false positives become more common because the heart, like every muscle, adapts and changes over time, sometimes leading to results that look alarming but have no impact on daily function. This can create a chain of extra imaging, catheterizations, or procedures that bring more worry than benefit. Specialists often shift the approach to something more personalized, focusing on how the person feels, their activity level, and their broader health picture, rather than relying only on mechanical test results. Aggressive cancer. Screenings without clear risk factors. Cancer screenings have saved countless lives, but the decision-making becomes more nuanced after 70 because some tests detect extremely slow-growing conditions that might never affect a person's health during their natural lifespan. The emotional toll of testing, waiting for results, and navigating ambiguous findings can sometimes outweigh the benefit, especially when the screening looks for conditions known to progress very slowly. Doctors often emphasize quality of life, comfort, and personal goals instead of pushing automatically for every possible test. The focus becomes thoughtful, individualized care rather than chasing conditions that may never develop into anything significant. This shift does not diminish the importance of screenings. It simply reframes them within a broader, more compassionate view of aging. Repeated colon screenings in advanced age. Colonoscopy is a valuable test for many adults, but after 70, the conversation often changes because the preparation, sedation, and follow-up can be more taxing than most people expect. Many older adults experience the preparation as physically draining, and specialists sometimes consider alternatives or space-out testing based on past results, symptoms, and overall health. It becomes less about rigid schedules and more about whether the test will meaningfully improve long-term well-being. This thoughtful approach reflects a broader medical trend toward personalization, recognizing that what benefits one 70-year-old may not benefit another, and that comfort, dignity, and balance matter just as much as detection. Routine. Hormone level. Panels without symptoms. Hormone panels can be useful when someone is experiencing noticeable changes in mood, energy, or metabolism. But in older adults without symptoms, they often reveal fluctuations that are completely normal for age. These age-related shifts can be misinterpreted as medical problems, sometimes leading to unnecessary treatments or supplements that come with their own side effects. Many specialists focus instead on how a person feels, how well they sleep, and how stable their routines are before ordering detailed hormonal workups. It becomes a conversation about personal wellness rather than numbers on a chart, empowering older adults to make choices that prioritize comfort and stability over micromanaging normal biological changes. Extensive genetic screening without a clear purpose. Genetic screening can feel exciting because it promises insights into risks and traits woven deep into a person's DNA. But after 70, many specialists reconsider how useful these tests truly are unless there is a very specific reason behind them. The results often point to inherited patterns that may never develop into active conditions, sparking unnecessary fear or prompting follow-up assessments that create more confusion than clarity. Genetics is a complex web, and test results sometimes reveal variations that sound serious but carry little real-world impact for older adults. For many people in their 70s, the focus shifts toward comfort, stability, and meaningful routines rather than decoding long-term future risks. Advanced neurological imaging without noticeable cognitive changes. Brain scans are powerful tools when someone is experiencing real memory concerns, sudden changes in thinking, or neurological symptoms that need clear evaluation. But when used without symptoms, especially in older adults, the images often reveal age-related structural shifts that look dramatic on paper but are entirely normal. These incidental findings can lead to repeat scans, lengthy consultations, and unnecessary stress for conditions that might never affect daily life. Experts often emphasize that cognition is best evaluated through lived experiences. How clearly one communicates, how well one manages routines, and how stable their mental energy feels, rather than relying on imaging alone. Routine, vitamin, and mineral megapanels without specific deficiencies. Comprehensive nutrient panels can sound appealing because they promise a detailed look at the body's internal balance. But for many older adults without symptoms, these tests often reveal mild variations that are perfectly normal in later years. Minor dips or rises can trigger unnecessary supplements, dietary changes, or follow-up testing that complicates an otherwise stable routine. Specialists frequently explain that nutrition in older adulthood is best guided through how a person feels, eats, and moves, rather than chasing laboratory numbers that fluctuate naturally. If this deep dive into age-adjusted testing gave you something to think about, remember that the real message here is personalization, not avoidance. Every body is different, every history is unique, and every choice deserves a thoughtful conversation with a trusted health professional who understands your goals. Share your thoughts below about which point surprised you the most, and make sure to like and subscribe for more explorations into wellness, aging, and the everyday insights that help people live with clarity and confidence. More meaningful topics are on the way, each one designed to help navigate life's later chapters with curiosity and empowerment.